relax, center ourselves to our mat. Maybe flip the palms to try and get your shoulders to roll open a little bit more here. And then we're just going to come into a couple pelvic blocks where we kind of tilt the pelvis here. So we call these pelvic blocks in Pilates. So if your pelvis was a clock, you would be shifting from that 6 o'clock face to the 12 o'clock, just tilting it back and forth. Inhales, exhales. So just like cat-cow, just kind of laying on your spine. And then we'll come to our neutral. So our neutral, our hips should be like they're on the same plane. You could balance a glass of water right here on your pelvis. And then just taking a few breaths here, we're gonna inhale, fill up the rib cage with air. And on the exhale, cinch the waist, belly button towards spine. So we can do this again. So you're gonna fill up the rib cage with air. Air is gonna go laterally. You're breathing here in Pilates. And on the exhale, cinch the waist, belly button towards spine. Hands come down by your side, and then we are going to just kind of extend one leg and bend and bring it right back in. So just kind of warming up a little bit here. So we're starting to tune into controlling our pelvis. So hips may shift a little bit, but we really want that pelvis to stabilize for us. So we all have a weak side. Maybe there's one side that's a little bit more of a struggle to stay with your hips nice and level, but that's our goal. So you want minimal shifting in the hips, and a great option here is just trying to go slower, pull the abdominals in deeper if you're feeling any shifting going on in the body. So breathing through them. We got our last one to go here, and then we're going to bring it right back in. So we are going to extend the leg now and point and flex here. So extend the leg. If you want a little more abdominals, look for those toes. Maybe press those elbows back for 3, 2. Last one, bring it in, let the head go right back down. Same thing on the other side. So extend the leg, you got this point and flex going on. Inhale, exhale, ankle, knee, hip alignment. Maybe you lift it up and you're looking right between the legs. Maybe you're pressing those elbows back for a little more opening up between those collarbones. And then we can go ahead and let that go. Bring the foot all the way back in. Hands come back down by your side. And now we're going to lift up one leg to tabletop. Other leg comes up to tabletop. So try and not, unless you have low back issues, we're going to try to not let our ankles be up super high. So try and keep those ankles down in alignment with your your knees in line with your heels. And then we're going to bring that leg down, lift it, slowly bring it right back up. So hard flex of the feet, we're coming into our knee folds. So if you find yourself arching in the low back, you're going to take these so tiny, 1 inch down, 1 inch up. And if you've never really felt these in the core, you're going to try and go a lot slower so that you can start getting that connection. You're trying here to use your abdominals to lift the legs, so just kind of turn our limbs into our weights, and then go ahead and let it go. So feet come down, a little sway the knees from side to side if that felt a little cranky to you for our first movement. And then we're coming right back into center. So we're going to bring our legs back up, and now our heels are together, toes are apart. So imagine your heels are on a foot bar. We're going to press out and bring it right back in. So since we're going to keep our head down for our footwork, try to treat it as if you're not going for any full extension at all in the legs, so that we don't get any tugging on the back. Low back issues, you're going to go up higher there. So you're just pressing in, pressing out. Just checking on, making sure the camera's okay. Hey Abby, glad you're joining in. Awesome. Can't wait to see you back in studio soon. So you are just pressing the legs in, pressing the legs out here. Toes are about a fist distance apart. You're pressing in, pressing out. Last 2. Last 1. And now go ahead and switch your position. So if you need breaks in between, you're going to let the feet go down. Otherwise, you're going to know it's a lot of core keeping our legs up like this. So our next one, we're going to go on our arches, and we're going to try and flex our feet. Press out, bring it right back in. Press out, bring it right back in. So if you wanted to go for a little bit more of a range of motion, you could use a wall for this. And then you could also maybe a little bit of contact, maybe if you had a foam roller, and press your foot into that to the wall. So really optional where you're going with this if you ever decide to do this video again. So press in, press out. Last two. Last one. And now we curl our toes like a bird on a perch here. So we're curling those toes, we're gripping our foot bar. If you're getting any cramping, let it go, let those toes go. But now you're gonna press in, press out. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, pull it right back in. So if you notice, I'm going really small. If I don't, I immediately fall out of my neutral and I start arching in my back. So I need to stay with a small range of motion. Abs are in. You can also sit on the hands since we don't have the feedback from and the support from our reformer. So it tends to be a little bit harder as you're noticing maybe. Last two, last one, and go ahead and we'll let the feet go down for a quick second. So quick breather, quick sway of the knees from side to side before we come into our next one. So our next one's going to be our wide leg stance where we have the heels on the outer edges of your foot bar. And now you're pressing out from here, bring it right back in. This one you should feel a lot in those obliques doing it this way. So maybe hard flexing the feet, press out, put the energy through the heels. Inhale, exhale. So if you wanted to, you could take your arms straight up in the air with some hand weights, but it is a lot harder doing it this way than if you have the support of your foot bar and you're going to flow 1.5 with your hand weights in hand and arms straight up in the air. It's a lot easier. So if you need them, keep your hands down by your side like I am here. So breathing through these last two. Final one, we'll go ahead and let it go. So feet come down, regroup, knees, toes, heels, no light between the legs. And now you can either curl the toes, flex, or keep them natural. And you're going to press out, bring it right back in. So no light between the legs, you're pressing out, bring it right back in. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bringing it right back. So breathing through these, pressing in, pressing out. Last three. Oh, my abs are feeling these. Last two. Final one, and we'll go ahead and surrender. So we're going to hook one knee into the chest, and we're going to just keep it lifted and keeping our, our shoulder blades off the mat, looking right between the legs. And then switch, same thing on the other side, maybe flex out the feet, try and keep your legs in alignment, just like single leg stretch. Holding the stretch so you're getting a little more abdominals. And then take it right back to the other leg. And this time you're going to lower and lift the straight leg while looking right between the legs. And you're trying to activate your arms as well here for 3, 2, last one, and switch, same thing. Get that nice grip, and then you're lowering and lifting. You're high off those shoulder blades so you don't feel this in the neck at all. Of course, if you did, leg would go higher, head would go down. Last two, last one, and we bring it all the way back home. So our next position, we're going to come into a little bit of bridging here. So we're going to keep our hands down by our side. Heels are in line with our sits bones, so you can bring them pretty close there. Our first one, we're going to go ahead and start tilting in the pelvis. We're going to peel all the way up to the top. Come to your bridge where your knee, hip, shoulder alignment. And then come all the way back down, bone by bone. So we're coming down so slow because if we were on that reformer, we wouldn't want our carriage to move for our first set. So we use a little more core there. And then we'll slowly, we're going to tilt in the pelvis again, peel right back up again. This time, we're going to go down an inch, up an inch. Down one, up one. Keep opening up those shoulders, pressing the shoulders into your mat, palms into the mat, up an inch, down an inch. And now, can you lift your toes, press your heels down for 3, 2. Last one, come all the way back down. So bone by bone. So we're going to amp up our bridge here so we can kind of mimic a little bit of a higher level flow class. We're going to tilt in the pelvis, peel all the way back up to the top. And now from here, if you're adding on, you're taking one leg straight up in the air, you're going to float that leg down, lift it right back up. Flex to lower, point to left. Last two like this. Last one. That foot comes down, regroup, make sure you have a collapse in the hips. And we got the same thing on the other side, so flex to lower, point and lift, flex and lower, point and lift. Notice the slower you go, the heavier it becomes, just like our reformer. So last one here, foot goes down, slowly peel all the way back down. So coming back to your dismount, let it go. And then we are coming up to one more here. So this one, we're gonna advance it a little bit. As long as you don't have knee issues, we're coming into a Pilates V. Be careful of your turnout in your knees. Don't let your knees go out far or you're gonna feel it there. We wanna feel our inner thighs. So heels are connected so we can activate the inner thighs, pull up the pelvic floor, cinch the waist, start to tilt and peel up to the top here. And now press out against the knees just a tiny little bit so you can work outside the legs. Press out for 3, 2, last one, hold here. Of course, we wouldn't switch this way on the reformer, but going onto your toes, heels are together, toes are apart, and now you're up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. It's just such a slight turnout, so you feel it's a little bit different for 4, 3, 2, and then surrender. Come all the way down, let it go. We take our figure 4. So just letting that go. Nice big breath. Inhale through the nose. On the exhale, release tension, flex the feet. Maybe lift up head, neck, and shoulders for a little abdominal curl. And then we'll go ahead and release. Same thing on the other side. So crossover, hug it in. So another option, if you want to use hand weights, you could also, if you only had a TheraBand, you could use that as well, whenever we incorporate them. And then we'll go ahead and let it go. So our next one, we are coming into our Pilates 100. So we're gonna bring our hands straight up, lower down, start pumping. So we wanna treat this like our hands are in the straps, so we're gonna make sure we're pumping really controlled so that our carriage and our head and everything doesn't go wobbling here. So we're pumping really hard, arms are going fast, but the rest of the body is under control. So your feet could be the way they are right now, or your heels are lifted into your tabletop. This would be more your reformer position, or heels go out, you got your full extension, you're pumping really hard. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So making sure there's space between chin and chest. So you could get a mandarin under your chin here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. At any point in time, it's too much, just like in studio, come to tabletop, let your head go down, give your head the break, but don't keep the legs in extension. And then if you're still adding on, you're gonna go ahead and take the legs, maybe you can take them a little bit lower. If you're getting into your low back, you're bringing them higher. Press the fingertips together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully you're feeling these in the triceps. Pull those abs in. Belly button is trying to touch your mat. That's how active you are in your core. Breathe through them. We're almost there. You guys got these. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 2 more sets. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it to that full expression. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and surrender. Let go. Ooh, that felt good. Hope you guys got some fire in you. So just kind of rocking from side to side, shake out that tension. So we are right on target. We kind of just got through our warm-up portion of class. So we're gonna go ahead and grab hand weights if you're incorporating them, completely optional. Arms are straight up in the air. We're just gonna reach and let our shoulders go off the mat and then plug them back down. Pull those abdominals in. Take a nice big inhale, reach those hands up, let the shoulders leave your mat. And then exhale, plug them down. So really active in those shoulder blades. Give me one more like that. So reach and lengthen. And then press them right back down. So from here, you're gonna go ahead and bring your hands down. And then slowly peel them right back up, slow and controlled. So if you're adding on, you can lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. And then to mimic our reformer, I know it's gonna be a lot today, your legs come back to this tabletop. A great option if you're watching this later is to pause this video and go to a sofa, and you can put your legs on the sofa if you needed a little more of some support there. So if it's too much with your head, neck, and shoulders, you're gonna let that go, but then try and remain with your tabletop. So breathing through them, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, abs are engaged, lower body's really quiet, breathing through them, and yes, this is harder than doing this on the reformer. So you have those springs for assistance to help you. So if you're like, wow, I haven't been to the studio and this seems really challenging, it's because it is. You haven't gotten out of shape. This is just harder than doing it on the reformer. So we are going to add on, our hands are going down, legs are going to press out. And then we're going to go ahead and lower everything back down. So you can stay in parallel or Pilates V. We're going to go ahead and lift everything up, press out, and slowly bring it all the way back down. So breathing through these, inhale, and on the exhale, pressing out, hands are hovering your mat, and then we go ahead and lower right back down, slow and controlled. I hope your body is shaking like mine. Press out, and then bring it right back in, and let it go. So quick breather, quick sway the knees from side to side before we come into our next one here. So if you have heavy weights, you might want to ditch them. So this is going to start feeling a lot heavy. If you've tapped in already, feel free to do this without. So we're going to go ahead and lift your legs up to tabletop. Our next one, elbows are going to plant onto the carriage. I'm going to do this one without the weights because it just feels awkward. And now you're going to go ahead and press those hands down because I want to be able to really know that I'm pressing with the heel of my hand and not breaking in my wrist. So you're going to go ahead, maybe you're looking right between the legs. And then more advanced, our elbows are hovering our mat. They're close by our side. So in studio, if your elbows are kind of wide when you do this, you want that feedback. You want to almost feel your rib cage to the sides. Breathe through these. And then lower your head back down. We're going to be doing some add-ons. So we're going to press out one leg, bring it right back in. Press out the other leg, bring it right back in. Inhale, exhale, breathing through these. You got this. I know these are really tough. Breathe through them. I'm going to be shaking by the time I get to the studio today. And now we're going to pump our arms for 3, 2, 1, and curl it back. Let the head, neck, and shoulders go. And extension, 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Hug it in. So give yourself a well-deserved break. We're going to take a little mini break in between each one just for that good reset, but stay in the previous move if you don't want to break. Okay, so our next one, we're going to do a little arm circle. So maybe take those hand weights back, come back to your tabletop. We're going to go ahead and float our hands down, and then hopefully I have enough room next to me. Circle them around. So palms are going to face each other. We're going to lower them all the way down, and then we're going to circle them around. So I have a little bit of a shoulder issue in my left one, so if you see me not lifting as high, you've got this option. You could stay close. So for me, this probably would be a better bet right now, keeping them closer. Otherwise, you're sweeping it around. Inhale, one circle. Exhale, breathing through these. So slow, controlled, and then bringing it right back down. So we're going to hold them right there, and we're going to switch this direction. Circling around. Try and keep your head down for this one. This one's a little bit different, a little bit more awkward than doing it in studio. Trying to get the arms to come in at the same time. Holding the tabletop, your modified position would be those legs going down. Sweeping around, maybe heels are together, toes are apart for a little more feedback. Keeping them on the same page. You're floating around, and then of course if you needed the smaller ones, you're staying closer to your body if that felt better. So breathing through these, just leveling ourselves out. So maybe one more here, wherever, depending on the pace you've been moving. And then we'll go ahead and bring it in. So just kind of letting it go. Our next one, we're going to go ahead and take back. So you're going to Lift your legs up to tabletop. Lift up head, neck, and shoulders. Arms come out for those lateral raises, and then bring them right back in. Inhale to rise up, bring them out, and then exhale, cinch the waist, coming right back in. Maybe flexing the feet or point. If you're adding on, maybe you're taking the legs out in extension, and then bringing it right back in. Inhale, exhale, pressing out. Breathing through these, slow, steady, controlled. Pressing out, pull those abs in, bring it right back in. Breathe through these. Yep, feeling them too, I'm with you. I'm doing them here, I'm suffering. And then we're gonna hold everything tight, close, and press in more tiny little isometric presses. Like the 100, pull those abs in, long inhales, long exhales, you got this. For 4, 3, 2, last one, let it go. Head, neck, and shoulders goes down. So quick break, quick breather. Sway the knees from side to side, inhale, exhale. And then we are going to shape this one out like we're doing prance. So we're gonna just do a little push and a pull with the legs instead, so it kind of seems like prance. Little push, little pull, little skull crusher. So breathe through them, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, look right between the legs. Breathe through them. For 3, 2, last one, feet go down, let it go. So sway the knees from side to side. So we wouldn't have straps, that's why we have our hand weights here. We're just gonna open up for one more bridge. So just kind of letting it go here. We're gonna just remain up in our bridge and just float our hands down. Lift them right back up. So just kind of lengthen out our hip flexors here, and then getting a little arm work at the same time. So breathing through them, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Last 2 like this, keeping those knees in alignment. Last one, and we can go ahead and let it go. So coming all the way down, we're gonna go ahead and come into a little bit of the sideline here. So coming into sideline, we're gonna go ahead, we're on our forearm here. So we're gonna actually treat this almost like we were on the reformer. So we have our side body here, we're lifted. And then you're gonna go ahead and extend that leg out so that heel is in the top corner of your mat. And now you're bending and extending from here. If you're adding on, that hand's going behind your head. You're lifted, so really lifted in your side body. Inhale, exhale. Press the heel to the top corner of your mat while the bottom foot is bent here and resting. Of course, if this doesn't work, your head would be down on the floor. You can make a little pillow with your arm. So breathing through these. Last 3. Last 2. Final 1. Hold the extension. Circle the leg around. So circling around, we got 6 more. 5, how slow can you go? 4, 3, 2, final 1, hold. Reverse with no momentum, abs are in. You're lifted. Stay here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let it go. Bring it in. We've got our mermaid. So mermaid that we would have with our legs on the reformer. We're gonna reach towards the one side. Maybe press that elbow back and look up at the ceiling if that's available. Take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, you're gonna take it off to the other side. So reach and lengthen ear in line with bicep. And then slowly take it right back. So you've got that same stretch going on. Press the elbow back. Our goal behind doing it twice is getting deeper the second time. And then go ahead and take it right back down. So breathe, inhale, nice exhale. We are going to rise back up using the core and switch our direction here. So setting up for the other side, you're gonna go ahead and stay lifted in your side body if that's a possibility for you today. Bottom leg is bent, so really where it feels okay to you, you can go in front, you can go behind, but let's try and keep those hips stacked so you feel this. Leg is going to come to the top corner of the mat, And now you're bending and extending, press away. So almost like your foot is either in that strap or maybe pressing into a foot bar. So try and put a little energy in that heel. So breathe through them, inhale, exhale. Elbows wide, chest is open. The more you bring that leg forward, you're gonna feel these a little bit more. So breathe through these. Inhale, exhale. We can flex on this one, and on the next exercise, we can point. So any foot cramping going on, that's a good transition or switch there to give it a break from doing flexing and pointing. Inhale, exhale. You'll notice that going slower, it's gonna feel like you're picking up that spring resistance. And then keep the leg long and straight, circle it around. So only circling around as much as you can maintain the quietest hips possible, and then pelvis does not move. So inhaling one circle, exhaling the next, breathing through these. Chest is really open, you're lifted, you're breathing. All those good things are going on because there's nothing more painful than circles. And then reverse it, take it the other way. So breathing through them. It's a bittersweet one though, it's a good one. And if we don't do it, we don't get that whole body. So we are full body, we don't let any part of the body have a break from not doing exercises because we hate them. That's why it's really good to do the videos, keep your accountability, rather than trying to do that on your own at home, I know. Last two, last one, and let it go. So we're gonna bring it in, we're gonna hold that mermaid position that we get in studio, and we're gonna reach towards the side that shin is at first, rather than that turned in leg, if possible. Press the elbow back, and then go ahead and bring your hand counter stretch, is either hand or if you have that ability to bring it all the way down the forearm. Reach and lengthen, so hand is over the head, but we're not letting the shoulder go hike up with it. Take a nice inhale, and on the exhale, pull the abdominals in, and we switch here. Reach and lengthen, ear, line, bicep, press that elbow up. And then go ahead and counter stretch it back. So reach and lengthen, looking up at the ceiling. And then we are going to take this right into all fours. So we're coming into our center mat here. So we are going to do a little cat-cow. So we're gonna look for our belly button, and then head up, chin up, chest up. So looking for our belly button, head up, chin up, chest up, breathe. And now from here, we're gonna keep our head in line with our spine. So we're neutral, we're gonna curl our toes a little bit, and you're gonna lift those knees. You're gonna slowly bring those knees 1 inch forward, 1 inch back. 1 inch forward, 1 inch back. Try and keep the pelvis and hips as quiet as possible. Abs are engaged. So it's almost like you're staying on your curled toes, and the knees just go a tiny bit forward for 4, 3, 2, last one. Let those knees come down. Take a child's pose, flip the arms, flip the palms. So nice big inhale, nice big exhale. So we're about to take our plank. So if we were in studio flow 1, it would be to the wall, to the bar. So if you need a wall, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you could stay with your knees down on the angle, like we would take it to the mat. Or in your flow 2, maybe you're doing like control top and you press your heels back. Your hands would be on top of those shoulder blocks if you have that most advanced one. Otherwise, you could take that one where your hands were on the foot bar and your heels were right up to those shoulder blocks. So we're just kind of pressing back through our heels, so we're getting a little bit of length going on. We're heavy on our tailbone, and then we'll go ahead and let our hips ride up. So we're going to come into a really high heel position, like our heels are up to the blocks. And now come down. You've got your plank, and then you're peeling up to your pike. Ears in line with biceps. Inhale, and on the exhale, use those abdominals. You're in your plank, but don't let the hips sag. So we are active. And then go ahead and take those hips back. So the whole time we are staying in high heels. If you have any issues with that, let those heels relax the way you need to. So breathe through them. Bring it right back up. So if you want to mimic that controlled movement of being on the reformer, you're going to do a 4 count to get down, and then a 4 count to get back up. So slow and steady. Really going for that burn? Maybe it's more like an 8 count for you. So breathe through them. Not letting the hips sag there is the important part. And then go ahead and hold. we're gonna lift one leg. We got our arabesque leg. You're gonna press up. So pressing up, point through toe, get length in leg for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, bring it down. Pull those abdominals in. Lift the other leg. Breathe through them. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring the toes down. Let's take it to a pigeon. So we're gonna go ahead and bring that knee in, just a stretch. So try and get your foot almost like it was sliding down through the headrest, so it's center mat. Breathe, nice inhale, nice exhale. So maybe you're really elevated in that upper body, or more advanced, you can stack and lower. Take full advantage of this inner thigh stretch here, hip opener, really nice big stretch. And then we'll slowly start to bring it right back up. We're gonna take a plank to come out of this. So curl the back toes, lift that leg, take it to a down dog, drag the other leg in, you're back at it. So maybe your hands are stacked. Try and get that leg like it's going through that center headrest. So not letting that leg fan out to the side. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. This is my tight side, so you probably can totally tell I'm way higher. So you're going to keep your head in line with your spine. Push the shoulders down away from the ears. We got one more breath cycle here. So nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. And then go ahead and take it right back. So we're back up. We're in our down dog again. So holding that. Breathe. And then walk the feet in. We're coming into elephant. So heels are down. And now you're going to go ahead and just press your hips back. So we're going to be doing this a little bit different. You're going to press your hips back and bring your chest almost like you're trying to get it closer to your thighs, sending the shoulder blades like you're trying to get them in your back pocket. That's going to give you the stretch you feel on the reformer. So getting your hamstring release in elephant, press your hips back. Lengthen out those hamstrings, ears in line with biceps, really nice long spine. You might not even really see me moving here, that's okay, as long as you're feeling your stretch in your hamstrings. Last two, last one, and we'll go ahead and take it down. Take it to a child's pose. So just stretch it out, maybe flip the palms here. Just kind of letting it go. And then we are going to come into a little extension work. So we're going to lay on our belly. We're going to lower all the way back down. So lowering all the way back down, our first one, we're going to treat it like, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but we're going to treat our hands almost like they're on the foot bar, but we're not going to lift them that high since we don't have a box. We're just hovering. Our heels of the hand are going to press into that foot bar and then reach and lengthen right back out. So your hands are pressing into a foot bar, bend and extend. So breathe through these. Maybe you like those where your fingertips are more facing each other, elbows go wide as long as those shoulders are not hiking up. If you can add on, your legs are slightly lifted, thighs off your mat. Last three, last two, final one. We're gonna give our hands a break, hands are stacked, your forehead's down on that foot bar. And now lift the thighs here and swim with the legs. So lifting. If you can add on, you're lifting up head, neck, and shoulders. And your hands are hovering your mat, belly button's up and in. Legs are swimming for 4, 3, 2. Last one, let it go. So our next one's gonna be a little bit hard since we don't have our box to prop us up. But we're gonna take our hands and bend and extend back behind you. So if you feel like you don't have the space, just keep your hands back in a micro bend in the elbows. Arms are nice and long, your gaze is down, and you're doing this tiny little flexion and extension. It should feel the same in those triceps, and then your legs are lifted off the mat for 3, 2, last one, let it go. So maybe let your head rest. Maybe take it from side to side, or maybe just kind of stack your palms. Any way that feels good, because we're going to come into one last one here. So our last one, this is usually our heavy one on the reformer, so this one is going to feel better here than on the reformer. So legs are long and straight, your arms are going to come out to that T like a bird. lift our thighs, lift your forehead, belly button's up and in, pelvis into that mat, bring your hands by your side, and then go ahead and take those arms out. Bring your hands all the way up towards the hips, and then bring them right back out. Inhale, exhale, breathing through them. So almost like you're holding where the top of those handles would meet, and then you're opening right back out, trying to keep a long streamline, shoulders are in alignment. You got these. How slow can you go? Last two. Most important part, you don't feel this in the back. If you do, you're stopping. You're not doing this. You're letting your legs hang heavy. Last one. And go ahead and let it go. Surrender. Let's let our arms go long and straight. And just kind of take a little shimmy of the hips from side to side. Let it go. And then, like we're coming up, let's say we are on our box, and we'll do a cat-cow. So our cat-cow from here, a little bit harder since we're up higher. So breathing through them. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So looking for the belly button, head up, chin up, chest up. Breathing through them. And then if you have that one hand weight, we are going to use it here. So we're up high on our box, and we're going to go ahead and take that hand weight, and we're just going to straight press back. So your hand would more look like it's here on your reformer, but if you want this to feel heavier, like we were on a reformer, you need to lift that hand maybe a little bit higher. And now you're trying to get the shoulders level. Pull the abdominals in. Last three. Maybe you're taking the opposite leg out. Last two. Last one. And surrender. Let it go. We're just going to, in between sets, switch hands. If you need a child's pose, take it. So when you're ready, you got the other hand. You always can make a fist too if that feels better. So really up to you. And now we take that arm back. Maybe you're keeping it low. Or if you want this to feel a little more like the reformer, then you're going to bring that hand maybe just a little bit higher. Gaze is down, but head's in line with the spine. If you took that opposite leg and you're able to stay square in your hips, you're going to add on that way for your last three, two, last one, and let it go. So hand comes down. You're going to look for that belly button again. Head up, chin up, chest up. So breathing through them. We're going to take it to a little bit of our push-ups here. So this would be a no strap exercise. You're on your box. Pull those elbows in. You're lowering and lifting. Inhale, exhale. Abs are engaged. Legs out long and straight. Breathe through these for 3, 2. Final one. Hold at the top. Take the opposite arm out. Crunch it in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and let it go. So same thing on the other side. We're going to go ahead and come back to our push-up first. So extend that leg, hover down, lift right back up. Inhale, exhale, pressing right back up. Head's in line with the spine, abs are engaged. You got these, breathe. Slower you go, the more weight into those arms. Stay in your neutral spine, so you're using your core to press up. Last one here, and then we hold up at the top. If you took your hand weight, you'll grab it again. You got that bird dog position where the leg is going out, arm is going out. So really great one to find symmetry in the body. Love doing these. Pull those abdominals in, they really keep us accountable. Wrist, elbow, shoulder alignment for the arm. Ankle, knee, hip alignment for the leg. Last two. Final one. And let it go. Awesome. Put that weight down. We'll go ahead, prayer hands behind the head, so give your wrists a break. So deep inhale, deep exhale. We're going to take our hand weights one more time. So we're going to come into my favorite position, proposal on the reformer. So we're going to go ahead and bring one leg out. And then you have this position here. We're going to go ahead and hold this position. You got your light hand weights, and you got that chest expansion here from here. So breathing through them. Probably need to bring my bottom knee a little more forward, hard without that mirror. So breathing through them. Inhale inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. So breathing through these, you're really tall. Hands are back behind you. Inhale, exhale. For 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Arms come up. Bring one hand in. Bring the other hand in. So inhale, exhale. So a lot of accountability in this position. So it's really a balanced challenge. So that one hand of mine just cheated. Try to not let the one hand come in till the other one's right back out for a reset. They want to get it over, so they just bring it in. But otherwise, you are staying one arm at a time. We'll hold right here. So we're just going to go down one, up one, since we have hand weights, and we can do this one a little bit harder. So breathing through them, up one, down one, inhale, exhale, for 3, 2, last one here, and then something else we wouldn't do, but I'm just going to kind of take it, arms up, lower right back down. So let's do 3 more like this, arms up, 2, final 1, arms up, and lower all the way down. Hands will come down by your side, and we'll switch. So same thing, we're going to come to the other side, we're really tall. So trying to keep our ankle, knee, hip alignment here. If you have a mirror, really great one you want to do next to the mirror. It's really hard to kind of know where you are without looking. Straight press back, roll those shoulders back, inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. Abs are engaged here, chest is proud. Breathing through these. It's definitely a balance challenge. So I love this one because you have that feedback immediately. If you're not engaging your abdominals, it's going to be really hard for your lower body to hold this position, especially on a moving carriage. So this one is easier to do on the mat. So if this is a hard challenge for you at studio, it's a great way to practice your balance and doing these at home first on the mat. So breathing through them. The next one, hold. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands up to shoulder height. Bring in one hand for your high row, the other one for your high row. So elbow will go wide on this, chest is open, but you're not letting the shoulder hike up with the movement. So you're keeping it down, elbow goes wide, and then pull the abs in like crazy to get that pelvis to quiet down. Ankle, knee, hip alignment. So you don't want that knee to get lazy and fan out either. You're keeping that accountability. So breathing through them. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Reaching and lengthening. This can all be done. You don't even need your hand weights, cans, or water bottles. You can do this all without. So this will be our last one. And then we'll do a couple of our non-reformers. So we're going to go up one, down one. So breathing through these, up one, down one. Inhale, exhale, push the shoulders down away from the ears. Abs are in. Maybe you notice one side is definitely harder for you than the other. Just recognize, see what you can do to find that stability. And now bring your arms up. Plug the shoulders down. Bring those hands right back down. So inhale, rising up. Pull the abdominals in, and then bringing it all the way back down. So breathing through these, slow and steady, moving at your pace. So really up to you, how fast you're going. The slower you go though, you're going to start to pick up more resistance and work for some better form. And then we can go ahead and let it go. So hand weights go down. We're going to go ahead and scoot our waist around. So now we are seated on our backs. So we're seated here, our feet are in the headrest. We're going to go ahead and come all the way down to the shoulders. And now try and come all the way back up. So you're holding your springs, and this one is easier on the reformer. Slowly peel all the way back up. So breathe through them. Sit really tall. I'm going to back up so I have my feet back from my mat. So your feet are in that headrest. Feet are parallel position. You're going to come all the way down, bone by bone. Come down to the shoulder blades. And now pull the abs in. Scooping those abdominals. Slower you go. Harder these get. Peel all the way back up to the top. So just because we're here, we're going to open and close for 3, 2, Last one here. Bring those hands back in. Roll all the way back down, bone by bone. Come down to the tops or the bottoms of those shoulder blades there. And then you're going to slowly use your abs. Get right back up to the top. Breathe through them. And then slowly peel right back down. Hold here. And now turn those palms up. You got bicep curls. So if it's too heavy, rise up higher. Pull those elbows up high in line with the shoulders. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to curl. Try to stop the curl right when you have wrists and elbows in alignment. So we don't want to go all the way back. It's like our reset, and as you notice in the studio with the straps, it's not as great either because it makes our wrists do really funky stuff and gives our arms a break. So we don't want to break. We want to stay in our work here. Breathing through them. Inhale, exhale. For 3 more. 2. Last one. Arms, you're going to slowly come all the way back down, just to the shoulder blades, and slowly peel all the way back up. So from here, we're going to sit as if we were facing the other way on the reformer, and now we'll come into a little huggy tree. So breathing through these, you're in your huggy tree. You could also do these kneeling or standing, so your choice. Pull those abs in. Last 3. Last 2. Final 1. We're going to take those arms out. We're going to go ahead from here. We're not going to work that way. We're going to bring our hands right to our forehead, press right out. So hands come to the forehead, elbows are up high. Pull those abs in. Got a little bit of salute here. So elbows are just out a little bit. Push the shoulders down away from the ears. Hands, so this one, if you're doing it without your hand weights, you could draw out that triangle there, like we do in studio. And then your most advanced, if you're progressing, you're going to come into shaving where you come from behind the back of the head. So breathing through these, inhale, exhale. Last 3. Last 2. Final 1. Arms go out in front, so let's pretend we're facing the other way again. We're going to roll all the way back down. So rolling down, this time completely down to your mat. Just surrender, let it go. Quick break. We're going to go ahead and put our hand weights down by our side here. So we're going to do a little bit of legs and straps. So you are going to sit on your hands so you have a little more feedback, and you're going to have a little more support like when we do it in the studio. So we're going to come down through center, part the legs, and rejoin them. Heels connect. Come down, around, rejoin. Inhale, 1 circle. Exhaling the next circle. So let's just do 2 more like this. Try and get those feet to meet in center. And this one is harder than doing it in straps. And then go ahead, hold up the top, heels are together, toes are apart, and switch. Floating around. I was doing these kind of on the quicker side, so try and slow it up. My body just wants to rush through them and get them over with. So circling around, and then slowly bring them right back up. Take a nice big inhale. We'll circle around maybe on the exhale. Reconnect, inhale, exhale, lift it right back up. So you can take a lot of different breathing that way, or maybe you're going to inhale the whole time around, expand those lungs a little bit more, and exhale the whole next time. That's going to be a little bit more challenging for that long breathing. Breathing through these. If you're tight in your hips like me, these are definitely opening, but they're challenging. So breathing through them, inhale, exhale. So let's just take it to 1 more. My legs are shaking. And then you'll go ahead and bring it right back in. So bringing it in, we're going to come into little frog legs, press in, press out. So if we want to add on for a little more abdominals, we're going to look right into the legs. Let our hands hover our mat for 3, 2, last 1, and now let your heels come down. We got our butterfly stretch. So butterfly stretch where our feet would fall down towards the well here. And this class just flew by me. Taking a nice big stretch. Nice inhale, nice exhale. And then float those legs right back up. You got a Peter Pan. 1 leg out in extension, and then the other leg's in frog leg. And then connect, and then take it out there. Connect the heels, take it out there. So maybe a little hold if you like. And then So I gotta level myself out. I got one more to go. And we'll take it to our splits, open and close. So we're gonna point to open, flex to close. Give me 3 more. 2. Final 1. And we let it go. So we're gonna hold on to behind our calf or hamstring here. A little bit of a stretch. Same thing on the other side. Get your nice big stretch. Give me 1 more of each. Inhale and exhale. We're going to go ahead and rock up to the top. We're going to just finish out with a spine stretch the way we would in studio. So feet are in parallel, arms are straight up over the head. We're going to come all the way down, bone by bone. Circle those arms around. Reverse the direction. If you're gripping your mat with your feet, you're going to lighten it up and use more core. Stop the movement in the arms where we restack our spine, bone by bone. Head will be last to rise. And then we are done, guys. Awesome jobs. Thanks for staying with me today. Hey, Dolores. Glad you were tuning in. Sorry I missed it. I was down on the floor. All right. You guys have a great week. I'll see you in studio if anyone's coming tonight. Have a good one.